Well, hey there, guys. Yeah, we actually went up the road a little bit to Atlantic Beach, and right now, take a look at this dock right here, this pier rather, excuse me. This is right where Lemon Bar is. That gives you some context. And hey, you were trying to get to the beach, weren't you?
Yes, sir. I sure was.
So what's your response to looking at this damage here?
I'm amazed at what it did to the beach. It's crazy.
Now, tell me, where are you from?
I'm from right here in Jacksonville Beach.
Did you get any damage?
Just trees down at my house. Not too much damage at my house, but my neighborhood got hit pretty good.
What are the emotions of seeing it happen in your neighborhood, your home?
We're just amazed at all the damage in the neighborhood. It's we have no other feeling. We're just amazed.
Understood. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for speaking with us. Now, as we continue down the beach here, just a little bit. Here's the erosion that we've been talking about. The dunes are pretty large. If you look at the waves, it's crazy to think that it's just about 48 hours ago that it was just a completely different scene. Obviously, at this point, it's looking a whole lot more peaceful. Now, if we look ahead here, we've got a family that's taking advantage of the storms because it's the really intense waves. It usually brings up a lot of treasures, and they actually agreed to speak with us. He's got headphones on, so it's going to take just a second to get his attention. But give me a moment while I get his attention. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
We're all ready for you now.
Oh, okay, sure.
So look at this. You've got all the gear. You're all ready to go. What are you searching for?
Well, I'm searching for pirate booty, of course. I'm looking for treasure. Rings, things like that. Yeah, we've lost about 4 or 5 feet of sand, so we've definitely got a lot of options out here, a lot of targets.
Yeah, those of you that have the metal detectors are probably the only people that get kind of excited with storms. Have you found stuff already?
Yes, yeah, sure have. I found some coins. Just been out here a few minutes, but definitely looking to increase that. Yeah, a lot of beach.
Well, let's talk on the more personal level. You said that at your home there was some damage, some trees, right? Talk to me about what it looks like at your house.
It looks like a tornado went through. We lost about 5 oak trees. Actually, we lost 5. One large, probably a century-old oak tree. We cleaned up yesterday. Did chainsaw stuff all day long, and now we're out here relaxing a little bit today. And we'll pick it up tomorrow again. In your community, is everybody safe? That's the most important question. Everyone is, yeah. A couple houses got hit, but other than that, everybody was safe. No one got hurt, and it's all just trees.
Yeah. When you look at the beach now, it's certainly, there's been some erosion. The dune's been knocked back. What are you noticing out here? Certainly, I mean, the erosion. That's the most that's the most incredible part of it. We've lost literally 5 feet of sand. I mean, it was there, or 4 feet or so. It was there last week. It was. Well, it's all gone. It's out there. Mm-hmm. It'll be back in 6 months or so. But that's definitely the most incredible thing. Yeah. Well, thanks for speaking with us. Oh, yeah, no worries. Again, a lot of that sand is in the sandbar, everybody, so don't worry, you'll get your beach back. It'll be back. It will be back. But anyways, people are out here enjoying a nice sunny day, but obviously it was a very serious issue, so you kind of get both sides here. For now, though, I'm going to send it right back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that, Evan. We appreciate it. It's interesting to see people out there trying to take advantage of the situation, I suppose, or looking on the bright side, we can say that. Sure. We saw that. We also saw a woman out there as well with she's picking up pieces of the pier to build a table, she said. So.
Memories. I mean, it's legendary. I mean, tell you, that's historic right there. We're going to go back to Arlington now, where Garen Flowers is reporting on all of the power outages. He told us it could be Thursday before people see their power restored. Yeah. Garen?
Yeah, Lou and Keith, as I just told you when I was at the other gentleman's house that, some people in this neighborhood said they could wait until Thursday. Well, when you see what's behind me, we'll push out a little bit. This family right here, and these families in this area might not see power for even longer than Thursday. The homeowner of this home right here in front of me just told me that she was on the phone with the JEA, and they told her, honestly, we don't know when your power will be back up. So in this same exact neighborhood, some are hopeful about today. Those are closer to Mill Creek Road, and then others are hopeful for Thursday, and then some just have no clue. And then the homeowner here said she has an apartment with her family, so they're gonna just go there. I'm being a little cautious. They said they saw snakes in here earlier, and I don't do snakes, so I just wanted to tell you guys that. But just absolutely a crazy scene. You know, the neighbors, when we were in this area, said, wait till you see the trees that fell on this road. And then once they directed us to this area, we saw it, and it was just absolutely unbelievable. So, you know, we saw a tree that fell through a shed, a tree that fell on some power lines at the home we were just at, and then here we have a tree that fell across the road. You know, there's about 4 homes here that is probably affecting, and it's just unbelievable to see this right here in the middle of the road. I just checked the JEA website. There's about 132,000 people still left in the Jacksonville area, the JEA coverage area, that still don't have power. They're still working hard to get it up. And you see here, power lines are down, so definitely still dangerous areas where there isn't any power, so people still need to be careful if they are looking to, you know, walk around and do things around their home. You might want to make sure to check with, you know, JEA first, with professionals first before you do anything, because it could be live and dangerous. But either way, just definitely an inconvenience. But as I said last time when I was at the other gentleman's house, people here are actually pretty positive, knowing that no one was seriously hurt and that their homes weren't actually damaged or whatever. So they got really lucky that the trees were falling in their favor if they were going to fall. So sending it back to you guys, Garen Flowers, live in Jacksonville, First Coast News.
That's a really good point, Garen. It's nice to see that the trees are actually on the streetway. Well, not nice. It's better to see it in streetway as opposed to in someone's homes. Right. Lou, you mentioned something earlier that I do want to touch on, because JEA even had to tweet this out, saying JEA does not restore power to a specific side of town before the other, because unfortunately sometimes it may appear that way. You have certain pockets of the city that they have power already so quickly, and then, you know, folks in Arlington are still dealing with darkness, but they say they're out there working countless hours, and they plan on continuing to work overnight into the early morning again and again until power is restored to everyone. So again, the big thing that they're hammering home is to please practice patience.
A quick update, some news coming in. Rick Scott, Governor Rick Scott, just tweeting that this morning the federal government approved portions of a major disaster declaration here in Florida following Hurricane Matthew, and that'll mean federal dollars will come in for relief. And certainly the hardest hit communities, St. Johns County, all the way through Duval and Nassau County, hopefully will get that relief they need very, very soon.
And he does plan on touring on Jacksonville today. We do know, I believe Jack Speech is going to be out there today at about 1 o'clock, and we'll hear from him later on as well.
All right, we'll be right back. Well, that spot right there just tells a big story, doesn't it?
Gosh,
it tells a big story. One of the large stories out of Hurricane Matthew, now that it is gone, is what is happening in St. Johns County, and specifically Volano Beach.
Volano Beach, that's what we're concerned about. We're going to turn things over now to Ellison Barber. She's been there pretty much all morning long. Let's take a quick look at how things are in that area. Ellison.
Well, guys, we just spoke to the family that owns this house. They just got home. They'd evacuated. They came here to see their house and all of this damage for the very first time. What I do know is they've lived here for 10 years. The people who live here is a family. They have 3 young children. Here's what they had to say.
Exceptionally lucky, truly. I mean, we just look at it as material things that we got out and we were safe, so that really is our main concern. And for the house to survive, we are just shocked. We did not think it would survive. So we feel very, very lucky.
Daughter, how she felt seeing all this, or she looked like she was 10, maybe younger, and the daughter looked at me and she smiled and she said, "It can all be fixed." That white thing over there is the kids' playhouse. It's completely tilted. It looks to us like there's so much damage out here that it seems like they wouldn't be able to live here. That woman said that FEMA had been here and they didn't condemn the house, even though they'd condemned some others down the way. They said there was a notice saying that they needed to get the structure checked, but inside, they said, amazingly, there's very little damage. There was no water inside, so they think they can get this stuff fixed and they can move back. Reporting live in Volano Beach, I'm Ellison Barber for First Coast News.
Thanks so much for that, Ellison. It's so nice to see smiles on people's faces, and then it's good to see that those kids are being taught the right message. It's just material things that can easily be replaced, because for a child, that's difficult to see.
It sure is.
Your playhouse gone.
Yep.
You know?
It's good to see him see the positive out of that mess, and that could have been much worse. Mike Prangley now, with the status of Matthew now, long gone, but we'll be dealing with it for a while. Mike?
Yeah, lots of folks still on edge, and our hearts go out to you here at First Coast News. We're in here because we care. We'll keep this coverage going. The aftermath, very important here, keeping people safe. We got to stay patient. I know it's tough, but at least I have some tidbits of good news, we'll call it. Matthew is now post-tropical storm Matthew. We're not going to see Matthew again. We'll never forget Matthew, of course. Basically, we have a low pressure that has been engulfed and entrained in a frontal system, okay? So it's weak, not coming back, gone, kaput, heading out to sea. And in its wake, here's the good news. See all these clear skies, high pressure building in? We may not see a drop of rain for the entire week. It's about time, right? We got some good weather news. And Nicole, Matthew's friend, is going to spin away as well, back up toward Bermuda, because we've got this new pattern change in the atmosphere as these winds come in from the north and northwest and eventually northeast. That will not be conducive for tropical development here closer to home. So as we look at the big picture and put it together, we watch Nicole move away, Matthew no longer an ex-tropical low. The big picture in this tropics about Matthew's unlucky path we've never seen before. Okay, a Category 5, the first one since 2007 that barreled into Haiti, a direct hit. They haven't seen anything like that since 1964 as a Category 4 went through Cuba, the Bahamas, and there's this unusual track that paralleled the southeast U.S. coast, even brushing Cape Canaveral, making landfall briefly in South Carolina. So as we look at this meteorologically, what we're seeing here is things we haven't seen before since 1851. Blocking high pressure to the north, an old frontal boundary. We've got Nicole spinning to the east of it that had something to do with that path as well. But sunny days are here again. We're talking about a little normalcy finally here at home. In fact, we can see winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. And usually in October, we start to see that shift in the wind direction. The average wind direction goes to the north and northeast, and we're seeing that today. A north wind at 10, 13 miles per hour in Fernandina Beach. As our hearts go out to you as you're trying to get back home and see what's left, and hopefully everything will go well. I'll send you some positive vibes. So we're saying come back stronger today in the sunshine. 80 degrees, and we can look forward to a glorious sunshine, low humidity. We are watching, though, that coastal flood warning in effect. So if you're heading to the beach, not the best idea to try to get in the water at this point. A lot of debris around, but at least it'll be comfortable for cleanup. 76 degrees, and then we take a look at those seas and surf. 3 to 6 seas and 3 to 4 on the surf with a north wind at 10 to 15. And a lot of folks have been asking for cooler weather, especially without air conditioning. And we thank you for streaming us live. at firstcoastnews.com, on your weather app and your app, and it looks great. I mean, we're talking low to mid 50s tonight. Temperatures quickly falling through the 50s, which is our coolest start since May 8th. 7-day forecast. We will keep the comfortable weather coming throughout the week with low rain chances. One thing, though, that is developing, we could have some more astronomical high tides and possible increased flooding along the coast as that nor'easter kicks in late week. So we'll keep you updated on that. But for now, at least I have some better news, and we'll keep watching after you, and so will Katie Jeffries and the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Thank you, Mike. All right, we're going to talk about some of those roadway closures as well as some of what you might experience out there on the roads. So look out for water still standing on the roadways near the Jacksonville Beach area, especially along 1st and 2nd Street. It's that water that came in during the surge, and it looks like there might have been a couple of drainage issues in some spots, so you might still see some standing water. Shands Bridge still closed. It was injured, or it was damaged in the storm, so use the Buckman Bridge or the bridge in Palatka to get around. The beach, or the bridge that takes you to Crescent Beach, that State Road 206, that bridge is closed as well, so you need to use the Bridge of Lions or the 312 bridge to get into that area. Also, the Sidney Lanier Bridge in Brunswick still closed at the moment, so you need to use I-95 to go around to get into the Brunswick area. Also, the Causeway still closed for those of you wanting to go to St. Simon's Island. I'm sorry, our information at this point is that it is not open just yet. Let's also take a look here. If you're traveling along A1A, our photographer Ken Thomas down there has seen spots along A1A where it's been blocked by debris or sand, what have you. So if you're traveling along A1A, don't be surprised if you end up hitting one of those spots and having to turn around and go back. So maybe take US 1 if you're trying to get into the St. Augustine area. Driving around, watch out for debris that is still out there on the roadways, especially down power lines that maybe crews have not gotten to yet. Be really wary of things like nails that are still in debris and glass that is out there as well. You don't want to drive over that and blow a tire. If you do come across standing water, please do not drive through it. Find a different way because we don't want anything to happen to anybody out there. Back to you.
Thanks, Katie. Sharp debris in the roadways and the water as well. That's why you're being urged to stay out of the waters. Plus, those red flags, they are flying this morning.
Governor Rick Scott going to speak this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Going to make tours of the area. Just yesterday, he was touring St. Johns County and the devastation, the damage there, even without the direct landfall of an eye in Florida. Still so much damage associated with Hurricane Matthew. So much, in fact, that Governor Scott tweeting that this morning the federal government approved portions of a major disaster declaration in Florida following Hurricane Matthew, which of course will lead to federal dollars to help those and assist those get back on their feet and rebuild as well. We're going to be back in 2 minutes.
From the studios of NBC 12, this is Good Morning Jacksonville.
First Coast Strong. Entire communities coming together in the wake of Hurricane Matthew's devastation.
Everybody has to help everybody.
A wedding that looked like it was not going to happen goes on. Not in a church, but in a brew house.
I think my hand is going to hurt after all the thank you letters we have to write.
Even our own First Coast News reporters looking out for each other in this emotional moment on air.
So Jess is about to see her home.
Say, Jess, it looks good.
It looks good. How's the roof?
I love this place. I don't want to see anything destroyed. And we have challenges now to clean up, but we're all in this together.
No, he didn't. To the special edition of Good Morning Jacksonville as our community cleans up from Hurricane Matthew. There's so many people working behind the scenes here at First Coast News as you don't get a chance to see. One of them is one of our photographers, Ken Thomas.
Ken Thomas, driving all over the place. He was with Shelby Danielson through that storm yesterday. We saw that out of St. Augustine. Now here he is driving in South Jacksonville Beach right now and making the trip, assessing damage for us, and really do appreciate that, staying out of harm's way, of course, but really putting it out there and getting the pictures we need. I know a lot of people having questions about how their community is doing, not able to necessarily get back just yet. Well, here's a look, and as you can see, things trying to get back to business as usual, cars up and down the roads there. Ken Thomas also spent time in Volano Beach showing us things there, and here is how it looked through his lens.
And I thought this morning would be a very special sunrise.
It's a hurricane book I made.
You're gonna add the sunrise to it?
Yes.
It's a very special day because we have to come together as communities and be grateful for what we do have and those who've survived and those who've had really traumatic things happen to them.
That's what makes me sad, because all those pieces had to come from somebody's house. So I see a lot of damaged and destroyed dreams here.
I took a photograph with the destruction in the foreground and the clouds in the background that I think will be a beautiful picture to remember the hardships, to remember those things that we have to overcome.
Well, it's the beginning of a new day, and each day we get that gift.
It has a lot of colors.
This will be an event that we will remember the rest of our lives.
Oh, I love that. That was so beautiful what she said. It's the beginning of a new day.
Yep, and something you'll have for the rest of your life. Ken Thomas there with those pictures and interviews there with those individuals, and we appreciate that. Here is the thing about with hurricanes. They're almost like a tattoo on your life. Everybody, especially living in the Southeast where we're so prone to these hurricanes, everyone has their one they remember.
Yeah.
Whether it's old school and you're talking way back to Cleo or Dora of 1964, or maybe a generation like mine where I always think back to Hugo, in 1989. That's your hurricane. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Matthew became our hurricane over this past weekend.
It likely will be for the young children that we saw there in that story with Ellison. That little girl, only 10 years old, she said, she saw her little playhouse ripped to shreds by Hurricane Matthew, and she wasn't worried about it. She said, you know what, we can rebuild it. So yes, this will certainly be one to remember for sure. Right now we're going to go ahead and check in with Hani Rodriguez. She is in an area we haven't seen much this morning. Let's check in with her in Mandarin.
Hey guys, I am in Mandarin, and as you can see, power crews have been out here diligently working to get power back restored in this area. I've spoken to crews who say they've only gone about 2 and 4 hours of sleep in these past couple of days, which is, wow, must be exhausting. But as you're probably seeing right here, there are several crews down this road. Some of these crews are from out of town, from the Georgia area. A little west of Atlanta, and you also see JEA here. But I want to talk to you and show you Jennifer and Victoria here. They live in this area. They haven't been able to shower for days. You guys have no power. And you told me, Jennifer, that you work on a well system, so that's why you also don't have water.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
So talk to me. What has it been like these couple of days?
It's kind of like camping out of your house. Honestly, but we've had food, and we bought plenty of water ahead of time. We were prepared, so we're no loss of life, no injuries, so, you know, we're blessed that way. And Victoria's been a little bored.
Mama's windshield broke.
Oh. Hey, what have you been doing? You told me you were bored.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep myself entertained, but it's really hard.
What have you been doing?
One of the days, Mama tied me up in a chair so that I had something to do.
Trying to get out of that chair, huh? Hey, why don't you come work with us and you can be our little helper reporter on the field. I bet you'll stay busy.
Would you like that?
I don't know.
I think she'd rather stay home at this point, right? Hey, let me ask you, how many days has it been since you guys have showered?
We lost power on Friday at 2 p.m. We took showers Friday morning, so let's see, I guess a couple days.
A couple days.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't smell bad. Guys,
Yay!
she doesn't. And you look very beautiful for not having showered in days, okay? Thank you for talking to us, guys. Hopefully the power will be back on soon. We're going to keep checking on with you guys and talking to folks out here. Like Jennifer just said, hasn't had power for days or water, so I'm sure this is a situation out here. We'll check in with you guys a little later. Now back to you.
And you know, social media plays a huge role in this, especially certain hashtags like STA Strong. That came about after people started to see some of the damage in the nation's oldest city, St. Augustine, a city many of us have been to and a lot of people really love, especially the history there. So let's take a look at some of the posts of hashtag STA Strong. It means a lot to the community that people are sending the kind words like this one. Absolutely thrilled with the resiliency of St. Augustine. They're amazed at the hard work that's been done. Thank you, Casey, for sending that and for everybody at the St. Augustine Pier area. Let's go to our next one here that was sent in. This is, oh, look at that sunrise. This is from Christian. There might be less sand, but this is still our beach. STA Strong. That is a beautiful photo. Another one here of the sunset at the beach over St. Augustine. Gorgeous. Now, this is one it looks like of crews helping clean up in the St. Augustine area, making progress after the hurricane, thanking everybody for all the time and effort. It's amazing to see neighbors coming together to help each other out, help clear that debris. So if you go to that hashtag, STA Strong, it's really powerful to see all the things people are doing to help each other, everything that people have been doing to try and help St. Augustine, like this one tonight, sunset. I think our little town will be all right, cleaning up the aftermath of Matthew. Some homes and businesses have been destroyed, and if you're one of those victims, please know the community and your neighbors, they are here to help. So if you're wondering what you can do to help, you could go down, you could maybe help them clear some debris, but also once those businesses open back up in these areas that have been affected, go down there and support these businesses that have gone through so much to be able to open their doors. I know going down there and talking to them, we're all in this together. It's all a community. It would mean a lot to them to have you guys there once they are able to reopen their doors. But use those hashtags, STA Strong. The people there would love that support in St. Augustine. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Lindsay. It's just great to see that all the support that people are pouring out there and getting together and helping each other out. We're also seeing that in Jacksonville Beach as well.
Folks trying to get back to normal at the beach, trying to live their life. Folks doing some surfing, whether or not advised. People were out combing the beach already with their metal detectors.
We did see that
towels
as well.
out, making sand angels and really looking around. And we know we've got crews out along the beaches that we're going to get a check with here in just a few moments and see how things are making out on the beach. I know one thing I noticed, and one thing you'll notice when you head out on the beach for the first time, if you haven't gone out there already, you may have things that you've got to do around your house. The piers and the beach access, the stairs essentially all wiped out. I know that might be the case as well, and I mean certainly the case Neptune Beach where Evan Kozlov is live right now.
Yeah, hey there, you were talking about those walkways that are really not visible. Well, right now I'm going to show you one of them. Here's by the station here, you can see there's a toppled sign here, and as we move down you can just see more of the damage. Look at all these planks sitting here, sticking out from this walkway, and if you go to the end there, it's just it leads to nowhere. And Debbie was here before and after. Debbie, isn't that right? What did it look like before the storm?
We were here Friday. I walked because I use a cane. This pier went to that sign, and now that sign is bent that way, and there's no pier. So it was kind of astonishing to see what wind can do in such a little time.
And for context for everybody, it's maybe, what do you think, 10, 20, 10, 15 feet
about
perhaps?
About 15 feet of wood is somewhere, because it's not here. And I've lived here over 30 years, and this is the first time I ever experienced this, and I don't want to experience it again. It's scary.
Yeah, it was very scary. I see what you've got a
we were
here.
gonna go looking for shells because we thought with the winds and the water coming up so high that there'd be a whole lot of